Hi everyone, how are you my dear children? Hope you all are doing well in your life. You all are safe, healthy. Okay. In my last lecture, we have discussed the mathematical calculation of acceleration due to gravity. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss this acceleration due to gravity, that is your small g children. It is not same everywhere. See, the value is constant, g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square, but it is not constant everywhere. Something interesting? Okay, we'll move forward with this lecture now. Let us start. In the last lecture, what we have seen, g is equal to g m by r square. This relation we got in last lecture. So from put the value of this g. What is this capital G children? This is your universal gravitational constant, and it has got value, constant value 6.67 into 10 to the minus 11. Then mass of the earth. This capital M is the mass of the earth, and we have also seen this G doesn't depend on the mass of the small object, that is suppose stone or ball you are keeping or throwing, dropping from to the earth, all those things. So it doesn't depend on the mass. So, but it depends on your capital M, that is your mass of the earth, and the distance. What is this R? R is the here radius of the earth, or you can say the distance of the from the object, stone. Okay. So and I have already also told why we are taking the radius of the earth. Okay. I am not going into the detail. If you are interested, again you can watch the last video. Okay. Because today I am going to consider this very important for short question, this variation of acceleration due to gravity. So thing is, now you can see G is not same everywhere on the surface of the earth. Why? Let us discuss. As we know, the shape of the earth is not exactly sphere, children. It is not exactly sphere. So if it is not exactly sphere, then what will happen? The R, if it is sphere, then the radius of the earth is same from all points on the surface of the earth. It is same. But if it is not same, then what will happen? Then obviously this R is not same everywhere, children. R is not same everywhere. Clear? Okay. If R is not same everywhere, that means G will vary. Depends on the value of R. This is a constant. Mass of the earth also constant. You can't change this value. You can't change this value. But now, because of the shape of the earth, R varies. If R varies means G will vary. Okay. So, at poles. This is your pole, children. You know, I think this much of geography. I am very poor, by the way. This is your equator. So it is like that. The shape of the earth is like that. At pole, as you can see, it is little bit flat. And at equator, it bulges. That means fat, bulges. So see, the radius over here and radius this. Okay. This is your pole, children. It is little bit of flat, you can say. Okay. Very poor in drawing here. Please excuse me. Don't scold me. So as you can see, this radius is smaller than your radius or distance from the center of the earth when this object is at equator. Okay. So at poles, earth is flat, and at equator, the earth bulges. Okay. So radius of the earth at pole, radius is minimum. It is minimum. And at equator, now see, the radius is increasing, and at this point your radius is maximum. Clear, children? Okay. So at pole, radius is minimum, and at equator, radius is maximum. Let us see then how it is affecting your G value. If radius decreases, pole is minimum, so that means less value. If it less value, what is the G value? It is inversely related, children. So G will be maximum. G is maximum at poles then. Clear? Okay. Now when R increases, Slowly r will increase. When r will increase means g value will decrease. So at equator, this is at pole, children. This is at pole. Okay, this is at pole. G is maximum at pole. Now at equator, your r is maximum. If r is maximum at equator, your r is maximum. If r is maximum, that means your g is minimum. Hope I am making sense. Hope I am making sense, children. So at poles, your g is maximum. Now at equator, your g is minimum. Hope I am clear with this. Okay. Now that means radius of the pole is less than your radius of the equator. So that means Gp, acceleration due to gravity at poles, is greater than your acceleration due to gravity at equator, as G is inversely proportional to r square. Clear, children? Is it clear? Okay. Now let us see. This is clear. On the surface of the earth, what is happening? Now we'll see how G varies in other condition. What is that other condition? As we go up from the surface of the earth. Okay. This R we know. This is your earth, children. So this is your R. So as we are going up, from the surface of the earth, the distance from the center of the earth increases. So R increases when you are going up. If R increases, that means your value of G decreases. So as you are moving upward direction from the surface of the earth, the G value decreases. Now next, if you are going down, that means R decreases, children. When we are going down, R decreases, that means G increases. That means G increases. Common thought, just reverse. No, children, this is wrong. No, this is not true. Why? Because that G is equal to Gm by r square formula is not applicable at any point inside the earth. Clear? That means you have to just remember now, because you are very small, you have to just remember that the value of the G when you are going inside of the earth, that means when entering inside the earth also, that time also your value of G decreases. Same. When you are going up, G decreases. When you are coming inside also, G decreases, children. And at the center of the earth, your G is 0. So at center of the earth, G value is 0. Is it clear, children? Is it clear? Hope it is very easy. Okay? Hope I am clear with this. And another thing, I think you know, all everybody knows actually. In lower classes you have studied. What is the acceleration due to gravity on moon? The value of G on the moon is about 1/6 of the value of the G on earth. G on moon is equal to 1/6 of the G of earth. Okay? Okay. Now next we'll move to, hope I am clear with this variation of G. Now I'll discuss equation of motion. Again, equation of motion we have studied in motion chapter. Why you are making things difficult again, doing the same thing? No, it is equation of motion for freely falling bodies. For freely falling bodies. Now let us see what are the equation of motion, children. That means just perpendicularly, vertically object is coming downward or upward. Okay? Then what are the equation of motion, children? How to do? You know all the equation of motion? Let us write first. I don't know whether you people have remember anything or not. The general equation of motion is V is equal to U plus AT. V is the final velocity, U is the initial velocity, A is the acceleration, T is the time taken. Okay, I think you all are smart, you know all those things. Second is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. S is the distance covered in time T. Okay, and third is your V square is equal to what? Tell me. U square plus 2S. So this is your normal equation of motion. In case of freely falling bodies, what we'll do? We'll change this A into G. We'll change this S into height H. Okay. So this is for freely falling bodies. Freely falling bodies. What are the equation now? This is your general equation of motion. General equation of motion. Okay, and this is your free. So first equation, V remains V. V is equal to U, also initial velocity remains U. This is your final velocity. In place of A, just write G. V is equal to U plus GT. Then second, in place of H, make it to height H. So H is equal to UT plus half GT square. Okay, now I know you know everything. V square is equal to U square plus 2GS. Please remember all those things. We are going to discuss some numericals in my next lecture based on this. Clear? So these are the modified, you can say modified equation for these freely falling bodies. But very important, certain important points also we have to remember while solving the numericals or while analyzing the concept behind those questions. Okay, let us discuss that. First point, when a body is falling vertically downwards, when a body is falling vertically downwards, what is happening? Your velocity is increasing, that thing we have discussed. If velocity is increasing, that means your G you will take as positive, plus 9.8 meter per second square. It will be plus value, children, 9.8 meter per second square. Clear? When body is vertically downward, body is falling vertically downward. When it is throwing upward, when you are throwing your object in upward direction, that means your G acts in downward direction and you are working against your acceleration due to gravity, and you know while going up, that's why velocity decreases. So velocity decreases means what is happening? Your acceleration due to gravity will be negative. Okay, that means you will write minus 9.8 meter per second square. Remember all those things, very very important, children. Okay, now third, when a body is dropped freely from a height like this, we have already discussed several times, your initial velocity will be what? Initial velocity will be 0 over here. This is your third point, children. Let me write over here. When body is dropped freely from height, initial velocity is 0. You will consider initial velocity as 0. And when the body is throwing in upward direction, when it is throwing in upward direction, so final velocity will reach at certain height, that time what will happen? Your velocity becomes 0. Final velocity becomes 0. When you are throwing vertically upward direction. Hope I am clear with this, all these 4 points. And the final and last point, the time taken by a body to rise to the highest point. Okay. In this case, I will write over here then. Here at the highest point. This is suppose your highest point. V is equal to 0. Clear? And the time taken by a body to rise to the highest point is equal to the time taken by the body to fall from the same height. So this time taken and this time taken, the time taken for the body to reach at highest height and from there again reaching to the ground, all these times are same. And based on this concept, okay, we'll solve some numericals that we are going to do in my next lecture. Please children, remember all these crucial points now. Okay, hope you have understood this lecture. I have helped you in some way children. Okay, if any problem, please leave a comment so that it will be helpful and it will be actually easy for me to clear or to convince you people, to clear your doubt or convince you people. This is my job right now. Okay, and this is a very tough journey children, I must say. This is a very tough journey for me. Okay, please cooperate, please support and work towards your goal, whatever may be the obstacle is. Never stop, just work. Finally you will be happy with this. Okay children, please take care, do well, study, concentrate, focus and enjoy your life also. With this note, I am stopping over here. Okay, no intention to make you bored. Okay, take care children. Thank you very much for watching.